Hi, today we'll be doing a brief recap on the writing of chemical formula. Before that, let's tap on your prior knowledge on what you have learned last semester. Okay, so I hope you still remember your old no, so, co, ne. And you still remember your numbers, which is 1, 3, 4, 3, 4. Now remember, these numbers, we write them at the bottom of the last letter. It is a subscript. We do not write it on the same level nor above. It is below the letter. Okay, and by convention, we do not write the number 1. Okay, so we can leave it out, which is why OH is simply OH. Now let's move on to the charges. I hope you still remember the charges to remember as well. It will be on top of the last letter. Negative, negative, 2 negative, 2 negative, and the last one is a plus. Okay, so please make sure that you know this at the back of your finger tip. You need to know this very, very well. Alright, now other than simply knowing this is not enough, you must know what each of these chemical formula stands for. So OH minus will be your hydroxide ions, NO3 minus nitrate ions, SO4 2 minus sulfate ions, CO3 2 minus carbonate ions, NH4 plus ammonium ions. Some of you are easily confused with NH3, NH4, which is ammonium. Okay, remember I taught you the method. What you need to do is simply to spell out the two things, the two words that makes you confused. And you will realize that ammonium, if you count from the letter N onwards, you have 4 letters. So ammonium is NH4 plus, and also ammonium is actually an ion. It is not a compound, hence it has a charge. And ammonia, if you count from the letter N onwards, you have 3 letters. So the chemical formula is simply NH3. Okay, and other than knowing this, in order to write a chemical formula, you also need to know your periodic table well. Remember, your periodic table has all these columns, right? Many types of many columns. Okay, so what you need to know is the first 2 columns, right? They are actually the metallic groups. They are all metal. So they will definitely have the charge of +1 for the first column, +2 for the second column. And then there will be this section here that we have not learned yet. Okay, let's leave them out. Okay, they are the shorter section of the periodic table. So we ignore them first. Then you move on to the third column, which is here. So +3. So metals present in this group will have a charge of 3+. Okay, for group 4 we have mentioned there are no plus or minus charges for it. And then we move on to -3, -2, and -1. And the last group is actually 0, so we do not care about them yet because they are the noble gases, and you will learn more in depth later on. Okay, so armed with this knowledge, right, even if the ions present in the particular compound are not present in your onosoconae, it is fine. What you need to do is simply go into the periodic table and search for their position, and once you know their position, you would be able to determine their charges as well. Okay, so with this, I will end this lesson for now. The next video will be examples and practices.